In this video, I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite ways to use to play mesh post in Madden 21 to open up the sidelines for your sideline dots. What's up guys, my name's Cody, and if you're new to the channel, basically what my channel is all about is how to become a better Madden player in Madden 21. And so if you're looking to get better at this game, I want to encourage you to go ahead and click the subscribe button at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. We upload videos every single day with tips and strategies both on the offensive side of the ball and to help you on the defensive side of the ball. Now, some of you might have known that I have released a full offensive ebook out of the New York Jets playbook, specifically focusing in on the gun bunch. And so if you haven't picked up that full ebook yet, what an ebook is, it's basically a written and a video strategy step-by-step tutorial guide that explains to you how to run an offensive scheme, how to use everything to basically work together. And so if you want to get that full gun bunch offensive ebook, it's available in the description. But today we're going to be sharing with you just the mesh post, one of the many setups that you can use out of mesh post that will help you open up the middle of the field. Okay, so what we're going to be talking about specifically in this video is when our opponents are basically mabling both sides of the field. So what a mabel coverage would look like would be something like this right here, where they put their zones on 25 and 5, and they're going to probably put their hooks on 5 as well. That's very popular Mike Blitz 3 style of defense. And so I'm going to show this to you real quick here. But what you're going to see is the defense is going to basically kind of shift like this right here, and then we're going to put these underneath zones on the sideline, and then we're going to use her right here in the middle of the field. Okay, so what I want to share with you is a way that you can get this concept, this mesh post play, to really work well for you, especially when you're trying to open up things like the middle of the field. So all we're going to do is we're simply going to take the square receiver here, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, and we're going to put him on an out route. And then you can do several different options here. If you wanted to, you could put your R1 receiver here, Devontae Adams, on a slant. You could really do whatever you want with him. But what I want to encourage you to actually try out, because we want to be able to use the whole field, is I'm going to encourage you to put the R1 receiver here on a drag or a hitch route, as you can see right here. And then I want you to motion that circle receiver all the way out to the outside. And what you're going to see here is this is going to create a lot more open space, and it's going to make it very difficult for your opponent to be able to use her both the post route as well as the hitch route as well as the underneath route to your running back. And we'll show you that one more time here. So let's say that they choose with their user to use her the running back. Okay, what you're going to see here is we're going to open up this whole right side of the field. So I would almost think something like shrinking your tight end as well as like a little runoff route. You could do that as well if you wanted to. You could also flat him, but I would just get that circle receiver way out there. And as you can see here, there's so much space now opened up on the right side in the middle of the field. One of the things that's very popular for people to do whenever they're defending the gun bunch is it's very, very popular for them to go to a defense like this defense right here, which is basically what they're saying is they're going to give us the middle of the field on the left side, but they're not going to give us the middle of the field on the right side. So they might put an extra curl here, and maybe even they're going to take their user and they're going to go user that post route. Well, if they make that decision, then what you're going to see here is that this route to the running back, when it cuts upfield, you can basically low ball it against any zone coverage in the game, including if they were to put a hook curl over there. So sometimes you'll see people defend the gun bunch with several defensive strategies that they will employ, but one of the defensive strategies that they might use is they might drop yellow zones on both sides of the field. As you can see, if they drop both yellow zones, especially if they shade them at about 5 yards, what you'll see here is that hook curl won't drop back, and you can hit that running back late in this route. But the beauty of this play is that it opens up a lot in the middle of the field. Now, another thing that you can do another thing that you can do with this is with this drag, or not this drag, I apologize, with this hitch route. So if you're in the same situation, once again, if they choose to go user the circle receiver on that post route, then what you can do is just basically flick your right joystick to the left here, And what you'll see is this R1 receiver will basically playmaker to that side. As you can see right there, essentially what you're doing is you're turning him into a drag route, even, you know, against that kind of specific coverage. Now, if they're in a situation where, you know, they're dropping everybody back and they're not really, you know, they're not really paying attention to that R1 receiver, you could just pop that route real quick and then get out of, you know, get out there and get some easy yardage. If there's no yellow zone on that side of the field, then you should be able to easily maneuver that. Now, another situation that I wanted to share with you is, again, let's say that they maybe take the running back away with some man coverage and they use that circle receiver, leaving that R1 kind of, left alone, really. And if you wait on it, then as you can see right there, I can playmaker him in any direction that I want. So that playmaker from the R1 receiver, I think, is actually really, really important to know about from this. If you are someone that likes to use the playmaker ability, you could also put the playmaker ability on that receiver. But for my money, this is the easiest way whenever they're using a lot of Mabel coverage, kind of pulling zones out of the way a lot. This little playmaker on that R1 is very, very good. Now, it's also really good against a situation that might be arising where, let's say that you have some man-to-man coverage that you need to deal with, and what do you do in that situation? So obviously your circle receiver should be able to get open against man, but you see here I can playmaker that little hitch to the left. By playmakering that to the left, and all I'm doing is just flicking my right joystick to the left side, it's opening up a nice window for me to be able to beat that man-to-man coverage, even though, technically man coverages, especially if they shade underneath and inside, they do have a shot here. But again, just playmaker him left, and as you can see there, as long as I have time in the pocket, that playmaker will open up, especially if you have the playmaker ability, on your opponent. Now, one other thing I want to hit on real quick here is, again, this post route. I think this post route is so underrated. This little low ball right in between the zones right here. And let me show you another way that you could run kind of the same concept, but it's really, really good, especially for someone that's probably going to be using, like if they like to user the running back, which some people, when they defend bunch, they do like to do that, then this is a really good for that situation. So you're going to put the tight end on a streak, which is the X receiver. You're gonna put the R1 receiver on a flat route, and then you're gonna keep with that out route concept on that left side. But if you motion this guy out and get him far enough out, what you'll see is there's gonna be a huge pocket right there that you could, it's just a wide open lane to be able to throw the ball to the R1 receiver. Now, one other thing that I did want to hit on real quickly here before we take off for the day is I did want to show you another little thing that you could do. Let's say that you don't want to, let's say that you don't want to change. You don't want to use the hitch. You want to use the drag, right? If you're in that situation, then you could literally just run this play stock. What you'll see is that drag will pull the yellow zones, and as you can see right there, you're going to have a nice little pocket that you can hit. So the reason I'm sharing this with you is because this play right here is very, very effective against a lot of different things that people are going to try to do. I think this is probably the least utilized play out of bunch. That is like one of the power plays. But if you can get good at executing that post route right there and kind of mixing the mesh routes off of that in combination with that seam wheel, this play is going to become a very vital component of any gun bunch offense. So if you haven't already picked up the gun bunch ebook and you would like to learn the full gun bunch scheme where I break everything down in step-by-step videos and write-ups as well, that is available in the description of this video. It's just $15 to pick up the whole entire offensive system. So thanks for your time. I hope you enjoyed the video. And again, if you want to get that ebook, it's available in the description of this video.